King Charles sends message to Prince Harry that he'll never be allowed back at Frogmore Cottage. According to a royal expert, King Charles has seemingly sent a clear message to his son Prince Harry that he will not be welcomed back to Frogmore Cottage. The 75-year-old monarch is reportedly encouraging his scandal-ridden brother, Prince Andrew, to vacate the 30-room royal lodge in Windsor and move into Frogmore Cottage. Now, a year after the Duke of Sussex was evicted from Frogmore Cottage, King Charles is sending him a strong message, says royal author and expert Tom Quinn. Welcome to Royal Pancakes. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications bell, so you don't miss any news about the British monarchy. Speaking to the Mirror, Quinn revealed, for King Charles, forcing Andrew to move to Frogmore solves several problems at once. It sends a message to Harry that, as a private citizen and no longer a working royal, he will never be allowed back to Frogmore. Quinn asserted, it sends a message to Andrew that having disgraced himself, he can no longer expect to live in the grand style. And, finally, it means that a suitably grand residence can be made ready for the royals who really matter, William and Kate. Charles is determined that Royal Lodge is the only residence on the royal estate at Windsor that is big enough and regal enough for his heir. In parallel events, Prince Andrew remains adamant about not accepting the newly presented property of Frogmore Cottage following previous offers. Speaking to The Times, a royal insider mentioned, the king's kindness is not without limit, and there is a very good option for Andrew to move into Frogmore Cottage, recently vacated by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, which also has the benefit of being within the Windsor Castle security cordon, hence reducing the need for alternative round-the-clock security for Royal Lodge. They further commented on the situation, stating that Andrew is taking longer than desirable to recognize the reality of the situation. King Charles is desperate to reunite with Prince Harry, but he's now reached the end of his tether as Harry refuses to compromise, a royal expert claims. The pair have been caught in the middle of a bitter feud for years. When Harry and his wife Meghan Markle left the royal family in 2020, they opened up about life behind palace walls and made a number of shocking accusations. Harry has slammed his father and said he had trouble communicating, trouble listening, trouble being intimate face-to-face in his debut memoir Spare. Their relationship has now been left in pieces, and royal author Tom Quinn has suggested the monarch has enough. Speaking exclusively to The Mirror, Tom said, Charles feels he has made huge effort to repair his relationship with his son, but that Harry refuses to give an inch. With that in mind, Charles is changing his tactics. The new plan is to take a harder line with Harry, a move from good cop to bad cop, but palace insiders agree that Charles is at the end of his tether. He wants to be reconciled his son, but nothing he does seems to work. The royal expert suggested the problem lies in Harry's childhood. He said, one underlying problem is that Harry was never really that close to his father as a child, looked after by staff and shunted between Diana and Charles. Harry has always looked lost and forgotten, and it's too late now for his father to do anything about it. Royal fans had hoped Harry and Charles would reunite when the Duke of Sussex returned to the UK earlier this month. However, the pair failed to meet. At the time, a spokesperson for Harry said the monarch was too busy to see his son. In a statement, they said, it unfortunately will not be possible due to His Majesty's full programme. The Duke of course is understanding of his father's diary of commitments and various other priorities and hopes to see him soon. However, it was later reported that Charles had offered to meet with his son, but Harry turned down the offer. The Sunday Times claimed the monarch agreed to let his son stay in a royal residence for the trip, but this was turned down by Harry, who instead opted to stay in a hotel.